Hello everybody, Skywarp33 here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys my entire Five Nights at Freddy's collection. Alright, now before we get into the video, I just have one thing I want to tell you guys. It's kind of actually the reason I made this video to begin with. So, guess what? I'm starting, that's right, channel memberships. Yay! From now on, you can actually go down below and click the join button. In doing so, you'll pay a monthly fee depending on which perk you choose, and in doing so, you'll be able to get special perks, including but not limited to custom badges and emojis in live events, including premieres and live streams. So in doing so, I'll be making more premieres more often so that you guys can use those emojis and all that. And then once I start streaming more, you'll also be able to use them then. There are also a couple other perks that you'll be able to use. Now the one that both levels actually get is members only community posts, which you might be like, oh, you already make community posts, isn't that just the same thing? No, stop it, get some help. So these posts are going to be exclusively posted only at this channel and only available for members to see. In fact, if you sign up today, there's actually a post up there of my newest costume, which is not quite done. I'd say roughly 30% completed, but you kind of get a gist of how it's going to look, and it looks pretty cool, not gonna lie. So I would highly recommend at least choosing the bottom tier, because you'll still be able to see those posts. Now if you're able to choose the top tier, you'll actually get a little bit more than just that. You'll get shoutouts at the end of my videos, along with literally everything else that comes with all the other ones. So the shoutouts might consist of text, like so, or I might even say it with my voice. Your name here. I know, pretty cool, right? So yeah, if you guys really want to help me out, feel free to check out the join button down below, and it just really helps me out, guys. Thank you so much. Now to the important stuff. Not that that wasn't important, but you know what I'm talking about. It's Five Nights at Freddy's time. Woo! Alrighty guys, we got quite a few to go through, so we're just gonna kind of go through them really quick. These are all of the Five Nights at Freddy's characters that I still have in my collection today, as of roughly halfway through July 2019. Alright, starting off, we got the #1 crate being the absolutely best boy around. Then we've got the first puppet I've ever made, which was Molten Freddy from Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Then we've got an interesting one. It's Funtime Freddy, but he used to be Yendo, and then I changed him specifically into Funtime Freddy, and he looks pretty cool. I think he kind of looks like almost like a Funtime Fredbear because his nose is a lot bigger, but you know, it is what it is. Some people like him, some people don't. I kind of really enjoyed him. Next up is the very first It's the very first clay Five Nights at Freddy's character I made. It's Helpy. As you can see, he's kind of leaning because I didn't properly support him when I baked him, and he started leaning and stuff. But he's still kind of cute from like certain angles, like especially from down below he looks kind of cute, but then if you look at him from above, he kind of looks like he's seen some stuff, if you know what I'm saying. Next up, we got the puppet and or marionette. I just built a new body for her, I believe, and she's posable and her arms can still move. Her finger kind of broke a little, but that's fine. Next up, we got the big boy himself, Lefty, up in here. So normally I don't have him on the shelf here, but I still have him, and I just wanted you guys to see that. Then we've got my little clay Fredbear's Pizzeria. I made it specifically as like a prop to use size-wise to kind of make it look like, oh wow, it's the actual pizzeria and all that. Then we have the mini Rena, who I was gonna use in a different video but never ended up doing that. Her only appearance is in the I Got No Time music video as just like a thing lying on the ground. And then we've got little Funtime Fredbear. No, wait, no, that's just regular Fredbear. But he's pretty cute. He's all fluffy. I took a regular teddy bear and built a bow tie and hat. And then I trimmed all of the fur and made him kind of super adorables and all that. Running out of breath. Next up, we got baby, specifically Scrap Baby. I think she turned out really good. Her face is actually clay. That's kind of how I did the porcelain thing, but it's air dry clay put on a cardboard face, and then I built a little wig by just gluing tons of pieces of hair on top of it, and then the puppet itself is actually behind it. So as you can see, it's just kind of like this piece sitting in front of the puppet. And yeah, pretty cool puppet. I really like how it turned out, and yeah, I might make original baby eventually, but that's just kind of not on my plate at the moment. Next up is Plushtrap. So far, I have not forgot about him. I am still planning on making the rest of his whole head and body. That's his bottom jaw, that's the top of his head. Has cracked a little bit, but I'll be able to fix that when I go and finish his head. He's on his little chair at the moment, and hopefully he'll turn out really cool. Next up, we got Lofit here. This dude was kind of a test for Funtime Foxy. I'm planning on making a much larger Funtime Foxy. Just haven't had quite the chance to finish him yet. He is a little bit, or Lofit is a little bit flat on the back there because you only ever see a little bit from the front. But my Funtime Foxy puppet that I'm in the middle of making is actually fully 3D, and you can see the back of his head and everything. Whew. Man, I'm running out of breath. Next up, we got probably the first Five Nights at Freddy's prop I made besides a nard, and it was the hand unit. Pretty old prop. It's kind of wearing and tearing a lot, as you can see on the edges there. Quite a bit of wear and tear. You can see the original color of the foam. Pretty much I just built a little foam thing, painted it, and then glued a picture of the texts on there, and I think it actually turned out pretty well. And then we got Indo Sea Mouth from The Joy of Creation, the only fan game character that I've ever built. Turned out pretty well. It's kind of like the half of his body and up, though his mouth does not open at all. It just sort of stays open because of these wires here, and then he's got little arms and stuff. I think he looks pretty cool, though I don't really display him at all. Then we got the big boy. It's Molten Freddy. Oh yeah, this is probably one of my favorite masks at the moment. Though he is a little wearing on his nose there, and his eyeball really takes a lot of batteries to run, so it's kind of expensive, but you know, it is what it is. And then, going all the way back, we got my very first costume, a nard. So he's kind of starting to fall apart a little bit, which is why you haven't really seen him in a lot of videos. And I think he still looks kind of cool as like a little decoration, but I probably won't be really using his whole costume that much anymore. Then we've got this guy, mysterious, I know. Next up, we've got Funtime a nard, aka a nard 2.0. As you can see, he currently does not have his hair on because I'm thinking I might eventually make a new version of original nard, but just using this face on him and sort of recycle everything and not use the hair for him because nobody liked the hair on him, but that's whatever. I think it was cool. Then we got Glitchtrap or Malhair. I prefer Glitchtrap because I think that name is way better. One of my favorite clay figures that I've made so far. His hand can move and his head can rotate, and I just had a really fun time making this dude and adding all the fun details. Then we got Five Nights at Freddy's 2 Foxy, or Withered Foxy. You can see half of the endoskeleton sticking out, his eye patch moves up and down, he's got 2 rows of teeth in there, and I just think he looks really cool. Probably my biggest puppet I've made, because he is actually quite ginormous, but so he's actually so big that a lot of people thought he was a mask, but he is actually a puppet, and it's a little hard on the hand to open and close his mouth fast enough to lip sync, but it is what it is, I'll get through it. Next up is probably my least favorite puppet, Original Freddy. I tried kind of copying the Golden Freddy thing I did in a larger scale so I could make his eyes kind of roll back. They do roll back, it's just really difficult for it to actually work. Plus he's so large that his mouth doesn't open and close very well, and it just makes him very annoying to use. So I had one heck of a time using this dude in the video that I originally had him in, and it is what it is. I don't really like how he turned out, but you know, I needed a Freddy, so that's like the only normal Freddy I have. All the other ones is like Funtime and Lefty and all that, but you know. Then we've got probably one of the more fun puppets. It's Barney. So his ear is currently broken still because I never took the time to fix it. His mouth can open and close, and his face can come off like so to see withered Barney underneath. And then so it's kind of like a 2-in-1 puppet where it's like I get Five Nights at Freddy's 1 Barney, and then I get Five Nights at Freddy's 2 withered Barney as well. So I think he is pretty cool. I don't currently have his body anymore. Kind of just ended up throwing it out because I never used it. And yeah. And now one of my favorite puppets is my Chica puppet. She turned out really great. I love the shape of her head. She can open and close her beak like so, and then she can also open up really wide and sort of turn into withered Chica, and I just really like how she turned out. And then we've got the scooper. You guys have all seen that. And then stuff that's too big to fit on the shelf, we've got Spring Bonnie as my mask. Didn't turn out quite as well as I wanted it to because I'm not super happy with the shape of his nose, but I think it actually turned out alright for what it is. And then we've got probably my favorite puppet, Bon Bon. He looks pretty cool. His eyes are interchangeable, his mouth has 2 rows of teeth, he's got an actual body, and his arms can kind of move a little bit, but I just keep him in the generic pose, and I think he actually turned out really well. Probably one of my favorite guys yet. Now, a lot of you actually know that I built Five Nights at Freddy's 1 Foxy, but I do not have him in my collection anymore because I gave him to CG5 when I met him at a convention. So he is not actually in my collection anymore, guys. I know RIP FNAF 1 Foxy. I still got FNAF 2 Foxy, so it's not the end of the world or anything, but I don't have him in my collection anymore. Also, we've got that guy, but he's kind of garbage, so we just don't really need to look at him at all, so you know, it is what it is. And then we've got the Chomper, which is also probably gonna get trashed eventually, or at least recycled. Alrighty guys, that's gonna do it for showing off my Five Nights at Freddy's entire collection. It's pretty big at the moment, though it is going to be growing more because I have more stuff planned, like Plushtrap here, and my secret cosplay that I've actually kind of told you guys about already, but you haven't seen any pictures of it. So yeah, don't forget, if you want, you can hit that join button and become a member, and it really helps me out. You'll get exclusive badges and all that stuff, and you'll get to see a community post of my newest costume, which is Funtime Mangle. So I hope you guys really enjoy, and feel free to suggest puppets and stuff. It might take me a while to get to them because I have quite a few things in a row at the moment, but I'm always open to suggestions. And if you guys are interested, I do have a gaming channel where I post goofy games, scary games, and I'm just trying to get that up to 1,000 subscribers so I can monetize it, and if so, I'll start posting more often on there. But at the moment, I've got maybe 8 videos or so up at the moment. Oh no! Dang it! Well, you didn't expect the exploding table, did you? I would highly recommend subscribing over there. It would really help me out as well. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. God bless, and bye-bye now! Wait a minute, you're not from Five Nights at Freddy's. Get out of here!